Thank you for joining us today as we review our signature treatment of AHA fruit peel with Hungarian paprika. Like all of our services, we will begin with a double cleanse. Our first cleanse will be with a rose petal cleansing milk. This cleansing milk will start to remove surface impurities such as dirt, oil, and makeup. This cleanser can be used in the eye area. We don't need any water. We're just going to take the product and directly apply to the skin. We will massage that in for about 1 to 2 minutes, and then we'll remove with a damp facial towel. For our second cleanse, we will need just a little bit of warm water that we're going to blend with our refreshing mint exfoliating wash. Our exfoliating washes are not what you really typically think of when you think of an exfoliant, but rather are a cleansing concentrate that's packed with vitamin K, which is going to help with long-term acceleration of skin cell turnover. It also has a nice alkalinity to it, so it's really just going to help slough off the dead skin that doesn't want to let go. Unlike our cleansing milk, we want to completely avoid the eye area. And then when we're done, again, we're just going to take that damp facial towel to remove. We're going to use our nice calming rose hip toner to rebalance the pH of the skin before we begin our peel. We just want to mist over the skin, and then we will follow with either 4x4s or cotton to pick up any excess. Next, we will apply the AHA fruit peel. For this, you just want about a teaspoon that you're going to spread in an even layer over the face. AHA fruit peel is a combination of 4 different acids: glycolic, salicylic, malic, and lactic, each in about a 5% concentration. Using a small amount of 4 different acids allows us to still manipulate the skin as though we're using a 20% peel. However, it does it in a way that is more gentle, so even more sensitive skin can appreciate the effect. Now you can directly apply the Hungarian Paprika Gel Treatment over the AHA fruit peel. However, we love to put down the layer of gauze in between. Putting the gauze in between the AHA fruit peel and the Hungarian paprika helps to keep the separation between the products so that they don't just blend together. On top of that, at the end of the service, it'll make it very easy for the removal of the product, as when you lift the gauze, it will actually lift almost all of the product, including the bits of pulp, with it. Now, the traditional Hungarian service, typically you will apply the Hungarian directly over the AHA fruit peel and then wrap the skin in a thicker gauze so that you enhance the circulation and kind of sweat everything out. However, if you would like to keep the service closer to that hour mark instead of the hour and a half, it is a lot easier to just apply the gauze in between and then kind of paint through the Hungarian paprika using a fan brush. While you're doing that, you want to make sure that the gauze is nice and smoothed out. It will kind of iron out as you paint on the Hungarian. However, making sure that it's nice and smooth will help keep from presenting these lines of demarcation that can happen where the creases are of the gauze. So overall, it's best to make sure that you get the gauze as secure and smooth as possible, but then it will kind of help iron that out a little bit more as you apply the Hungarian over top. This mixture will sit for about 20 minutes, and during that time you're going to see a lot of kind of red and pink tones pulling forward in the skin. That's the blood flow circulating forward to the surface of the skin so that you're going to experience better absorption and more enhanced elasticity as we kind of move through the rest of the service. Now, it's important to remember that warmth and tingling are very normal with this service, and they're good because that's just that circulation being enhanced within the service. However, if it ever extends to more of a pain or a bite, then that's when you might be a little bit more concerned during this service. After that 20 minutes of processing time, you'll definitely see the redness starting to pull through the skin, even through the product and the gauze and everything that's applied to the face. Again, this is completely normal. That's just that blood circulation that we're really looking for in this service that's going to really help push the skin to be as smooth and firm as it possibly can be. You'll just grab the bottom lip of the gauze and gently lift to remove, taking most of the product with it. After that, you'll just take a damp facial towel to remove anything that's left over on the surface of the skin. And then, of course, we want to balance with our toner once again. And for the removal itself, we do recommend using a cool, damp facial towel just because the skin will be rather sensitive to heat. We're going to begin calming and soothing the skin during the massage portion of the facial by using the keratin massage cream. Keratin massage cream contains soothing oils like lavender and calendula that are just calming and soothing and anti-inflammatory. This massage cream is perfect because it's going to begin that calming process on the skin that we're going to be working on throughout the rest of the service. Following the facial massage, we do want to remove the massage cream using a damp facial towel because we don't want those rich oils to block the technologies that exist within our treatment mask that we will use next. It's a bit hard to see down in the bottom corner, but we are next going to take about a teaspoon of the cucumber and parsley gel mask and a half a dropper of our calendula oil and blend that together in the hand. We're going to blend these pieces together because the cucumber and parsley gel mask is great for cooling the skin because of its great content of cucumber. And then that calendula oil is just going to further enhance the anti-inflammatory properties of the mask itself, so that as it sits on the skin, it not only cools down some of that surface heat from that blood flow, but also it begins to calm and soothe the redness and inflammation so that that's kind of cut down by the end of the service when the client walks out the door. We want to make sure that we apply this mixture anywhere that redness still remains within the skin, slightly extending past the lines of demarcation from where the Hungarian kind of left off. This mask can take up to 20 minutes. Essentially what we're looking for though, and you'll be able to see this through the mask, is for the skin to begin calming down and soothing so that there isn't so much of a harsh redness to the overall surface of the skin. Once you see that redness begin to dissipate, it is time for us to remove the mask. So again, we're going to take a facial towel. I prefer a cool, damp towel because the skin will still be relatively sensitive to heat. And then we're just going to do a full removal of the product and follow with toner. We always want to make sure that we are balancing the pH of the skin before we move into our leave-on products because, as we know, water and our skin have different pH values, and having that pH balance is really important for retaining moisture and the leave-on products that we'll use in the service, like our serums and moisturizers. Our first leave-on product will be hyaluronic elixir. That's going to provide hyaluronic acid and vitamin C to both restore water to the skin and also help to strengthen the skin overall. We are going to use an additional serum over our hyaluronic elixir, but it's going to be what begins the work of kind of repairing and hydrating the skin following this service. Next, we will apply Skin Power. Skin Power has a combination of rose oil, which is helpful for stimulating the production of collagen in the skin, and a special kind of seaweed that actually helps to instantly balance and soften the skin, even when it's feeling a little more sensitive than normal. We will finish our service with the Rose Hip Whip Moisturizer. Rose hip is a berry that comes from the dog rose, and that berry is packed with vitamin C and is incredibly anti-inflammatory to the skin. Rose hip is typically a moisturizer that we recommend for more oily, sensitive skin, but its anti-inflammatory and redness-reducing properties are really ideal for this service. So if you do have someone who is a bit more of a dry skin type, that calendula oil that we blended with the mask is also perfect to blend into this moisturizer so that you get a little bit more of that oil richness for the person who needs it. Now, by this point, you'll have noticed that most of the redness should have subsided within the skin as you work in the leave-on products. However, there will still be quite a bit of pink tone to the skin as they leave this service. Now, I can't emphasize enough that redness is completely normal. That should subside to more of a rosy glow like what we're looking for within the hour.